There is more optimism that more foreign tourists will be coming to the Philippines this year. We'll have the details of this report from Freddie Abando.
Several of the country's major tourist destinations, Bohol, Cebu, Boracay, and even Palawan, were hit by natural calamities which affected the flow of tourists visiting the country in 2020. Despite this, there is great optimism. Tourism has sustained the boom, with arrivals expected to reach 4.8 million visitors for 2013.
Well, 2013 was still a very good year for tourism, despite all of the challenges that we faced, especially during the last 4 months of the year. And if projections are accurate, we will still be ending the year on a high note. 10% increase over 2012 figures. So we're expecting to end the year with 4.8 million as against 4.3 million in 2012.
Tourism has contributed its fair share of 8% to the country's gross domestic product. It has generated more jobs and investments which will sustain its growth in the years to come.
Contribution that we expect of it is something like 8% of the GDP. We're also thinking about tourism to be contributing something like 7 million to 8 million jobs to the economy between now and 2016. The internal tourism revenues, both domestically and internationally, could reach as much as 2 trillion pesos in a few years. So it's a very lucrative business, and we have to consider it as a business. It has to be something that generates income for the Filipinos, and not just for the people who are involved in the tourism industry, but to all the remote destinations and the remote villages and communities. It has to be felt by the farthest and the smallest of our countrymen.
The biggest share of tourist arrivals originated from North Asia, to include South Korea, Japan, and China. North America, to include the United States and Canada, are also among the top visitors. There is also an increasing trend of arrivals from ASEAN, Australia, and New Zealand. There is a great future for arrivals from Europe, particularly Russia.
This gives us an opportunity to tell people that there are more to Philippine tourism than these destinations. Up to the north and all the way down to the south, there are many destinations that are still on offer that have not been affected. And if I am correct, in Manila, particularly during the holiday season, they were running full with respect to the hotel accommodations, and the flights were also full. Places like Ilocos, places like the central Luzon area, and so on, still remain top favorites for tourism. Now, we also launched a campaign right after the Haiyan storm, Yolanda. We launched Bangon Tours, which actually advocated for more and more domestic tourists to travel around the Philippines.
To promote the Philippines as a major tourist destination, the government is spending 1.2 billion pesos for 2014, a far cry from Malaysia's $120 million. Malaysia tops arrivals in ASEAN with more than 20 million tourists in 2013. Despite the calamities which hit the country last year, Enerio is confident that projections for this year will be attained with a series of campaigns. For the People's Television Network, this is Freddie Abando reporting.